what I wanted to go over tonight is basically a rolling anaconda. It's one of my favorite moves to hit, especially no gi, right? But you can also do it in the gi. So, and she's gonna wear her socks because she's cold.
It's freezing in Oregon.
So half guard. This is a good spot to hit this because usually in half guard they're gonna be digging for this underhook right here. So if somebody plays lockdown half guard though, it's a little harder to do because they're really stretching you out. So if they get that underhook, getting this technique is going to be super difficult. So you got to try and get that underhook back and try to unwind it. So this one doesn't work as well if they're playing the lockdown half guard game. But if she's playing knee shield and then she decides to let that go and go boom, underhook, usually she can start coming up to her knees and start going for sweeps. So I have to be very conscious about what she's doing. So what I like to do, as soon as she gets that underhook, I'm going to get my whizzer, and I'm also going to get a chin strap. Okay? I usually go to chin strap to start, and then I'll get my hands together like this. So I'm just grabbing the fat of my hand there. So she goes here, I'll chin strap, and then adjust and grab the fat of my hand. From here, I'm pulling up, keeping things tight. If I'm loose, she can pop her head right out and then start to get away. So when I get my hands together, I'm sucking it in, like I'm trying to stab myself in the chest. Here, here, boom. All right, from here, it'll feel a little funny because it feels like you're giving up a position, but I like to fall to this shoulder right about here. So I'll go here, and even if she clamps down on my leg real tight, I'll fall, and I'll start to work my leg out. So sometimes it's a battle. They don't want you to pass, especially since like from here you can set up a lot. But once I get that leg free, I'm still pulling this up. So a lot of times this turns into a scramble, but once I get to here, there's a lot I can do with it. So for the anaconda though, I'll suck this in and I'll bring this leg over the top of her arm. So I'll go clamp it down. Especially if she's trying to stay wide and it's hard for me to get my hand on my bicep. I could still get my hand on the bicep against her, but against a big guy, like I'll probably get to her about right here. So I'll be grabbing it here and I'll crunch this down. So that just makes it smaller. And then I'll shoot this, boom, hand on the bicep. I guess it'd be my free hand in a way. We'll go right on her back. Alright, so, and then all I'm going to do is start pulling everything in like this and walking towards her feet. But I'm keeping that pressure up the whole time. So I'm trying to drive my forearm into this side carotid. So I'm going here, clamping that down, getting this, starting to drag my elbow as I start to squeeze and then walk towards her feet. And a lot of times you can just like really pin this arm down and finish it here without having to move towards her feet because you're pressing this. It's an arm triangle, and it has the same concept as the arm triangle. I'm pushing this into that carotid. My forearm is hitting that side carotid, so all I'm doing here is squeezing. All right. So I'll turn this way. All right, here I'm battling. I'm looking to pass. She's thinking she's going to go offensive and then start to try to sweep. So I'll go whizzer, because if I don't whizzer, and I'm like, oh dang, now she just took my back. That's not what I want. So anytime somebody gets that underhook and half guard, I like to throw that whizzer in right away. Sometimes as you feel that they're getting that underhook, you can frame on their head and start to like bring this back in, get your underhook back. But if I'm wanting to go for this technique as she goes, boom, boom, chin strap, hands together. See how I start to close that too? I've never tried to really finish it from here, but you can cook them a little bit. Start giving them a little pressure and make them a little nervous. Fall into the shoulder, here. And I don't like this elbow flared out, so I'm pulling it down. Getting my leg free, clamping that down. And I don't like to go super deep, because then it just kind of defeats, like, it takes everything off of a line, and like now it's not choking as effectively. So I like to go rule of thumb in the armpit, right there. And what I'm doing when I start to like squeeze, I'm drawing this elbow back. So it's tightening it against her carotid. I'm going rule of thumb, hand on the bicep, and the back of her head is pinned against my chest too. So here, if she's trying to stay wide and get squirrely, I'll clamp that down. Start to draw my elbow back, start to squeeze. Try to hook the leg. And you can hear him start to gurgle too. So one more angle. So here, she gets her underhook. Whizzer, chin strap. Hands together, fall to this shoulder, start closing this elbow. So sometimes they'll stay wide, but like I'll still be putting pressure on it. If you can just lock it up, that's fine. But this just helps a lot. Just going right over the top of it. Rule of thumb, right in the armpit. Clamp that down. This hand goes on the bicep, this hand goes on her back. Start to draw my elbow back. And I kind of like cast my wrist a little bit too. Here. Hook the leg if you need to, so stop her from running away. If they run away, a lot of times they're taking that angle away. Just like in your like leg triangle choke, if you can't cut the angle, sometimes they can survive. So if I have this all locked in and she starts to run away from me, I'm not really, like, I'm cooking her, but I'm not really choking her effectively. But if I can get here and then hook a leg, and she's going nowhere, and then I start to squeeze. And then they go out or down. Alright? So that's what I got for you tonight, Technique Tuesday. Hopefully you liked it.